Today I want to show you how to text a man. Today I want to share a few specific texting techniques and strategies and sneaky little secrets that will help you to text him in a way that he will ask you out, that he will show up on the second date, and that he will make you his girlfriend. And if you're ready to attract him, if you're ready to make him yours, then you should text him an excuse to meet in person. Let's say you meet on a dating app or on a dating website, or a friend introduced you to him and you got his number. Texting is so impersonal. That's what you want to communicate to him, because you want to see him in person. Otherwise, you run into this problem that you're texting back and forth and back and forth. Texting should always be a tool to use in a way that allows you to connect with him until you meet him in person, and to also want him to meet you in person. Texting itself is never the end goal. The end goal is always to get him on a date and to then turn this date into a relationship. That's the final goal that you have. But when it comes to texting, a lot of people subconsciously, it doesn't really happen consciously, but subconsciously they go on and on and on and on because they think they have to drag the texting conversation. You don't have to do that. Just text him, hey, texting is so impersonal. Let's talk in person. And then you set up a date. And text him 1 hour before your first date. Just a very short text like, on my way, getting ready, on the bus, in the car, almost there, whatever you might text him. So that you can be sure that he also shows up. Because by texting him this, when he then reads it and he replies, says, okay, see you in an hour, see you in 30 minutes, this means that he will also show up. And this means that you can both be sure that you want to see each other, and you can both be sure that none of you will flake on each other or on the other person. Yeah, that's grammatically correct, I guess. You get what I mean. You basically text him to let him know, I'm on my way, I will show up. And he will then go, oh, thank God she shows up. Now I can text her that I will also show up. And text him the night after your first date. This is so underrated. And a lot of women don't do it because they don't want to appear needy. But you don't appear needy if you're genuine, if you're honest, if you're authentic. Just text him, I had a wonderful evening, good night. That's all you need to do. You don't need to text him some kind of love story and, oh my God, you're the man of my dreams, you're the prince that I always wanted. That would be needy. But to just let him know, hey, I had a great evening. Because this will then give him the confidence to do exactly what you want him to do, which is to ask you out again and to then go on a second date. And what if he doesn't reply fast, or at least not fast enough? What if he tries to play hard to get and he waits for 5 hours or 6 hours or even 1 day until he replies to you? You can easily stop him from doing this because deep down he wants to text you as fast as you want to text him. But if you're both playing hard to get, or let's say just he's playing hard to get, then you can challenge him with this text message. I bet you won't reply in the next 10 minutes with a wink smiley. Then he will say challenge accepted, and he will also get it. He will get the hint, okay, I should text back faster. And follow what you preach, just like I said, when it comes to challenging him to text back fast. Challenge yourself. Don't make this mistake that so many of my Skype coaching clients make, because they hear it from so many dating coaches who tell them, you should play hard to get. You should wait at least 1 hour, and then the other guy says 2 hours, and then the other woman says 5 hours, and then 1 day. Oh, yeah, you can also wait 1 week until he found a new girlfriend. I mean, if you want to do that, do it. But it doesn't work. I promise you, and I really, really mean it, I promise you, the only men that you will attract with this method, with playing hard to get via text, are insecure men who have no other options. They will chase you to the moon and back, but believe me, you don't want them to chase you. These are the kind of men who respond to that, who will then, very insecure, text you back, hey, have you read my last message? Hey, is everything okay? Do you really want to date such a guy? Of course not. You want to date a guy who's successful. You want to date a guy who's ambitious. You want to date a guy who is also desired by other women. And such a man has options. And if you then listen to the politically correct dating advice that so many other dating coaches tell you about, which is, yeah, play hard to get. It's so easy. This will get you the guy. No, it won't. Believe me, I know a lot of entrepreneurs. I know a lot of very successful men. They have busy schedules, they don't have the nerve and the time to play hard to get and to wait hours until you text him back. If you do that with a successful man, he's gone. That's why it's also important to keep it short and sweet. Don't send him a wall of text. Don't send him a novel. Don't send him a Saturday Night Live monologue. Just try to write uplifting messages, positive topics, positive vibes, and do it in a short way. A text message should never be more than 3 sentences. That's at least my rule. If you write him a monologue and a paragraph that basically covers his whole phone, this is too overwhelming. Always talk about one topic and make it very, very short and sweet. And speaking of topics, you now got to know him at least a little bit on the first date. And if you haven't had your first date yet, then you've got to know him in a texting conversation. What does he like? Start a texting conversation about this topic. Because when you talk about a topic he's interested in, then he will be interested in you. And if you send the one text message that will make him desire you and eventually fall in love with you, then, well, he will desire you and fall in love with you. And if you want to find out more about this incredible text message, then you can click on the link in the description and watch this video till the very end. Because in this video, you will discover the text message that's proven to make men fall in love with you. So if you want to find out more, the link is in the description. And remember his type of humor. It's always good to ask on the first date or even in your texting conversation about comedians that he enjoys and about things he considers funny. Of course, it's way better if you talk about this in person on the first date, but if you haven't had your first date yet, you can of course also talk about it with him when you're still texting. And then just send him clips from these comedians or pictures with his humor. This will make him think, wow, this woman gets me. I will have a great time with this woman. I want her as my girlfriend. I can already imagine how fun it will be. And then send him links to your next date. What do I mean by that? Yes, I really mean it. Send him a link. Suggest going out to the places that you want to visit. This gives you your dream date. It's really that easy. If you, for example, tell him about this one restaurant that you've always wanted to go to, and you then send him a link to a site that reviews that restaurant, or a link to a site with pictures of that restaurant, then he'll want to go there. Or when it comes to, for example, a park, you've never been to that park and you want to visit it with him. Nothing easier than that. Send him some pictures of this park, send him a link, and let him see it, and then he'll take you there. And then you will have a phenomenal second or third date. And another great way to text a man is to send him a quick motivating message. You can either do that in the morning or during the day. For example, when you are at work and he's at work and you just send him a motivating message, hey, you can do it, whoa, 2 more hours to go. This is a playful way of communicating with him and also showing him that you care about him, that you want to motivate him, that you want him to achieve his goals. It communicates so much. And when you are then finally in a relationship, because you decided to book a Skype coaching session with me, in which I showed you exactly how you can get this man and keep this man, then you can also send I miss you texts, I'm thinking about you texts, and all kinds of other texts that show him that you are the loving and caring woman that he can't get enough of. But in order to get there, you should also talk about each other's texting schedule. I know that sounds weird, but it's very important. I've coached a lot of couples over the years, and a lot of couples actually had fights, arguments, and some even broke up because of texting. You don't believe me? Well, imagine the following situation. Imagine you are busy with work until 6 p.m., but he finishes work at 4 p.m., and then he texts you at 4 p.m., and then he wonders why you don't reply, and then he gets jealous, and then he thinks what's going on, and then you get into a fight. Those things happen. I know it sounds crazy, but these things happen. And that's why I, for example, in my relationship said in the beginning, hey, I'm working until 4 p.m. every day. I won't text during this time. I also don't have any notifications on my phone, and I won't even hear it. So I told my girlfriend from the beginning, you will hear from me after 4 p.m. And then she knows, hey, she doesn't have to worry. Everything's okay. I didn't have some crazy accident that doesn't allow me to text back. Everything is all right. And that's why I communicated this from the beginning. So if you have a certain schedule that doesn't allow you to text at a certain time, or you simply don't want to, communicate that. And never discuss emotionally charged topics via text. No matter if it's general topics such as politics or religion, that's never a good idea to talk about these topics via text. But especially when you had a very personal disagreement, something that's really personal and that's emotionally charged, always discuss that in person. Texting is for playful conversations. It's not for serious topics. And let him know when you will text him again. Men absolutely love this. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I absolutely love this. Because I hate this trend nowadays where people just text something, then the conversation isn't finished and they just walk away and you don't even know, are we still texting or not? I mean, in person, you would also not talk to somebody and then mid-sentence just walk away. But when it comes to texting, we're doing it all the time. And if you just tell him, hey, I gotta go back to work, text you back in 2 or 3 hours, he will appreciate that. And this will also allow you to make him excited for your text messages. He's a little bit like a puppy who's waiting for a treat. If you tell him, I will text you in 3 hours, he will be waiting for this text with excitement. And this will increase his interest in you and his attraction to you even more. Especially if you then, when you're texting him again, send him the one text message that will make him fall in love with you and that will make him desire you so much. And if you want to find out more about this text message, click on the link in the description and watch this video till the very end. And yes, I want to be 100% honest. If you click on the link in the description and you watch this video till the very end, you have the opportunity to invest in an incredible program. You don't have to do that, but if you decide to invest in it, I just want to let you know that I will receive a commission for that. For you, the price is the same, but I just thought I'm open and honest and I let you know that if you decide to invest in this program, you also support me by doing that. So hey, if you do it or not, it's totally up to you. And then increase the tension in your text messages as your relationship progresses. At the beginning of the relationship, you might want to text more innocent and flirty messages. Then later on, you can share your fantasies with him. And at some point, you can text him what you want to do with him or what you want him to do with you. But first, you have to make him fall in love with you. And that's why I can't recommend enough that you click on the link in the description. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.